I think you're
Maharaj, you're
speaking on
muted.
mute. Yeah.
Muted.
Yeah. Am I audible now? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So good evening, everyone, and dear jury members. Thank you for joining us on Saturday evening. This is Maharajan, and it's a pleasure to be a host for next couple of hours. The Institute of Product Leadership proudly welcomes you all for Skillathon in Agile Product Management by the cohort of Product Management Certification Program. Our participants will present their innovative solutions, and our esteemed juries will evaluate them on key parameters. As Skillathon Go, it promises to be an evening filled with excitement, challenges, and skill demonstrations. So this is an event where top shortlisted participant from the cohort present their hands-on projects and portfolio towards the assurance of skill to demonstrate user persona, problem statements, product vision, product solutions, business model canvas, and story map and everything. Right? So before we get started, I'd like to thank audience and juries for joining us on Saturday evening. And today's session is going to be exciting and definitely a great learning takeaway. The cohort will walk the talk of IPL mantra, which is learning by doing. And the audience will not just witness it live, but will also get a chance to vote and choose the winner. I'll get to that in a bit. So let me begin this session by giving an insight on what is Skillathon and why IPL emphasize on Skillathon. So Skillathon is an event where top performing learners from the cohort demonstrate their understanding of skills and applications of the same in context of real world product idea as a part of their learning journey to the industry experts and to other learners. At IPL, we replaced examinations with Skillathon and studying with learning by doing. The institute strongly believes that the real test of skills is by demonstrating your idea to the live audience and industry experts. Okay, quickly, we'll have a run through of our product management certification program. Our program is a globally recognized program and it has a real assurance of skills versus knowledge. And it's a laser focus towards career accelerations and transition. And we have a very strong philosophy called learning by doing. Okay, without further delay, let me welcome the juries for the day. So we have three industry panelists joining as a juries for the day. So first up, we have Nikhil Reddy sir, who's a product manager at Value Labs. Hello, Nikhil sir, welcome.
Hey, hi. Hi, everyone. Good luck. Thank you. Thanks for
Yeah.
joining.
So we would like to hear a quick and short introduction about you.
Sure. So, I'm working as a product manager for Value Labs for a client called Shutterfly, which is e-commerce chain from US. I take care of cart and checkout as a module, where payments majorly, and also the internal tools of promotion tools and customer support tools. So, yeah, I've been with IPL from past 6, 7 years now. So, yeah, it's been great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining. And we have Shishir sir. Hello, Shishir sir. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. And quick intro about me. I head product at Hypergrow. It's a startup in Gen AI space, specifically looking at marketing, automation, and augmentation as a solution. We provide marketing AI solutions to many enterprises and e-commerce giants, as well as smaller players. We Hypergrow is also part of Google Accelerator program. So yeah, before that I was at ShareChat, looked at multi-million DAO product there, and before that I have background in data science. So this is my first time at IPL. So excited to see how every participant have come up with their solution, and good luck to everybody.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And last up, we have Ashish, sir. who's the head of products for Broadcom Software. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Hey, good evening, everyone. So this is Ashish Agrawal. So I lead a portfolio of products at Broadcom Software, serving Fortune 1000 companies and global enterprises directly and also via channel partners of global GSI. So it's mostly into enterprise space. So more than 15 years of product management experience and around like a technical engineer at heart, started with telecom. So yeah, good to see everyone here. Thanks.
Great, sir. Great to have you today. Okay, so we'll quickly move to the guidelines for the day, right? So these are the guidelines, right? So the time limit for the presentation is going to be 10 minutes. And following once presentation is done, we will have a 5 minutes of jury's feedback only, questions and feedback. And I have a timer with me. So I will give a gentle reminder at 7th minute and hard stop at 10th minute, right? And only juries can ask questions after the presentations. Scores will be given by the juries and will be allowed on spot after the presentation. And one being the lowest and five being the highest, right? And audience, everybody gets to vote. And please note the jury score has the higher weightage, right? So we will start the presentation. We'll go for the jury's questions and feedback, and we'll go for the scoring. Then we'll go for the audience uh, poll, and we'll move to the next presentations, right? Next team presentations. All right. So we'll quickly, without further delay, let's quickly welcome the presenters for the day. Yeah. So the team one is going to be Sharath Kumar and Paulami Mukherjee. So Sharath and Paulami, please help me. Who is presenting the screen? I'll give the access accordingly.
I'm presenting this guy.
Okay, you will be presenting, isn't it? All right. Give me a second. Yes, Sharath, you can go ahead.
Should I replace your share? Okay.
Yeah, now you can go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So, good evening, everyone, and it's an honor to be able to share our product idea over here, especially to the jury. Looking forward to the feedback we'll get and see where this goes. So, our product idea is called SkillSwap, and I'll just do a brief intro, and then Palami will take over the introduction part. So, the overall high level view of the product is that it's going to be like a marketplace or barter system for skills, a place community driven skill share kind of thing. Think urban company, but without the money component involved. So this is the main core challenge that it's addressing is getting things done on a budget and also creating a community engagement within the community. Follow me if you can take over from here.
Hey, hi, Shara. Thank you for the introduction. Hello, Judy. I'll start with the introduction of the skills of. So, as Sharath mentioned, so this is basically a mobile platform which enables the people to trade skills and services instead of using any kind of currencies. So, it's a community-driven marketplace where talents become currency. So, for example, a yoga instructor can trade sessions for some coding session or a graphic design work. So basically, our target audience here would be the people who want to exchange their skills instead of paying anything from their pocket. Could be potential investors or product mentors, could be design instructors. And the opportunity here is huge as India, it is a large untapped demand for a structured bartering economy. We are projecting the market size to be at least of 10 to 12 billion dollar, where with over half of the population being online and a youthful, digitally native audience who are eager for a collaborative and cashless exchange. The platform aligns perfectly with their consumer behavior. Moving on to the next slide. So yeah, so here the problems that we are solving are the financial barriers. So for recent professionals entering into the corporate for the first time who have a budget, limited budget for them, this is providing an economical solution where they can exchange their guitar skills or any kind of musical instrument skills in exchange of something which they find useful. There they can have a potent filter and search in-app feature through which they can search for the skills through other people's bios. They can read. They can also have the rating system where they can rate the person they have been swapped earlier, and based on the users ratings and testimonials, the trust and credibility of instructor can be built here. Next is the diverse segment. So we are targeting from urban suburban residents to young professionals who are college students or could be freelancers as well. We are also targeting individuals who have a specialized skill, who can also promote their skills through valid certifications. Budget conscious individuals who have a limited budget and are looking for options without paying anything, and also people who are looking for a community building experience. Next is the proposal that we are proposing here is something kind of a marketplace and discovery place where like in LinkedIn we are discovering people who have a useful skill. Here they are just looking for the similar, just connect and exchange your talents. So our recommendation will be to launch the MVP first, and then we'll have a targeted rollout, and we'll have our hypothesis validated, and then we'll have a phased rollout. Next. Yeah, so here, like Skillsoft is poising to capture a significant opportunity where our India's market size is rapidly expanding, with like 55% of the population using internet. We have the audience who are eager for the cashless exchange, and by combining thought leadership and like backlink strategies, we can actually build trust and organic reach as well alongside the data driven platform marketing. Skillswap is also strategically positioned to convert the untapped barter demand into a vibrant digital community. Like we can begin from urban tech savvy hubs like Kondapur, and will scale through trust, engagement, and measurable high ROI growth. Uh, like I mentioned, this would be our positioning strategy, and yeah, we can go to the next slide. Yeah, so these are the problems like high cost of services, which we are actually addressing through the cashless transaction. Um, Next is the trust and the safety part. So that can be again addressed through ratings and reviews, where users, after swapping the skills, can actually rate his or her experience. Then we can have also leverage Insta Reels, YouTube Shorts, and LinkedIn posts to position Skillsoap as a voice of trust in the peer-to-peer exchange. We can also have influencer and media partnership where we'll collaborate with community influencers, podcasts, and like digital media outlets to amplify the reach and credibility. And also through Skillswap, we are providing a organized way of giving them the opportunity to actually filter the skills that they are looking for. It could be an in-app search. It could be also an SEO driven articles to attract organic traffic. Next, I would ask Sharath to take forward.
Thank you, Palani. So for the from starting from here, we are looking at the agile framework that we are following and how we are prioritizing the features and what we are planning on building and how we are phasing it out. So we use a Moscow method, which is a must-have features, should have, could have, and features that we will look at much later, the won't-have part. So for the must-have, these are absolutely necessary for the launch, and the MVP would be users being able to create their accounts and profiles, a marketplace where they can discover other users around them in the vicinity to swap skills with. Um, an end-to-end swap life cycle where they can go find what they need, give what they can give, and basically the entire flow within the app. And of course, backing all of this is the reputation and trust system, where we will need the users to be able to trust the users that they are swapping skills with over the app. Now, the should have features.
Team, we have last
We
3 minutes.
want Thank you. So for should have, we want very advanced trust and safety, enhanced discovery. I'll rush a little bit because there's a lot of slides to cover, and we have 3 minutes. So the could have it would be great to have calendar integrations, and instead of individual skill swaps, maybe do group swaps where there are a group of people who can do something, maybe set up a play or something for an event, and maybe another group of people need some help, maybe painting their house, something like that. And for now, we are not looking at these features for the MVP, but this will be taken care of eventually. We'll come to that. So the priority right now for the MVP would be to focus on the core problem and get the user trust, enable the core user loop, and get a critical mass of engaged users going within a small community in a tier one city like Hyderabad, and then maybe Bangalore and Mumbai, and cover these areas and get a community going that is highly engaged. Now, for the MVP, how the user journey is going to look, this is covering that. So first, the user will get into the app. We've done some very basic wireframes here to show you the how we think the app will look. So the user will go into the app, look for what skill they want, filter by category and all that, and then request the skill, and then there'll be a communication between the two users on when they can meet and things like that, and then they complete it, and post the completion there's review. So this can be a double blind review kind of system so that the trust at least is higher. This is the wireframe, just a brief idea of how we think the app might look. Now, the value that we are mainly creating is we are empowering users to be able to get their stuff done without having to take time out of their own schedule or even put their own money into it. We are building a community kind of sense of trust, and we are allowing users to realize their value. So if there's an untapped skill or something that is generally not sellable in the market, this could be a place where you might be able to realize that value. And for the business, initially we want to validate that this will work, that we will have an engaged group of users who will trust each other and who will regularly engage each other to get stuff done. And so the idea is to have a good number of active users, and then to also understand and learn from their behavior. That is the idea for the MVP. Um, this is the development roadmap that we've come up with. This goes on till the second quarter of 2026. If we started now, which is almost the final quarter of 2025, launch the MVP, validate, build more trust, and then go for the community. This is where the won't have features can be looked into, the ones that we mentioned over there up there. And so we also kind of we created epics and stories for this on Jira, and we've tried to put this over here into two slides just to show how we think it will look. So we'll have one epic would be for user accounts and profiles, and then marketplace and discovery, and then end-to-end swap and reputation and trust. So that's basically,
Sharat,
yeah.
team, sorry to interrupt. Your time is up. Maybe you can take additional 30 seconds and summarize it.
Yeah, I'll just rush through it now. Sorry for this. So this is how the story design framework looks. So what we are doing is we are going with the invest framework, where the stories need to be independent, negotiable, valuable, and all that. So an example for one persona that we created. So we had some user personas as well that we didn't go into, but this was just to while we were researching the app and discussing. So, and we'll have this kind of a process where we'll groom the backlog, get something ready, and make sure it is done, and then this cycle will repeat. And so as for the stakeholder management and engagement, these are the main stakeholders we've identified at the initial stage, and these are the engagement and alignment strategies we are thinking of with them. So and the final slide simply covers what are the key recommendations and asks we have for our stakeholders. So yes, so that is our product. I hope you liked it. So thank you. I'm sorry for going over a minute. That was, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, team. Thank you so much. We'll We'll quickly move to the jury's questions and feedback first. Okay, first up, we'll start with Nikhil. So, your questions and feedback.
Yeah, sure. So, I'm not sure. Okay. Let me ask this. Why the problem statement, Sharon?
Sorry, a little why as in?
Why did you choose this problem statement as a real
So
problem?
the problem statement comes from the primary idea that we have apps that can help us get stuff done. I'm thinking urban company, but the main barrier over there is that you need to pay for it. Now there are some tasks and some things that we have where we might not feel like paying for it for such a small thing. And also second thing is we might have something like a very mundane task like installing a new operating system, for instance. And this might be for an older person whose children are not living within the same vicinity or nowhere near. And this person might not want to hire someone to do this and may not know how to approach. But if there's a community like this, they can go there and search, hey, is there some tech savvy guy living nearby who can just drop by? Maybe uh, I'll swap my skill. My skill may be something like I can teach your child something, or maybe I can, as an older person, maybe I have more experience with, I can teach you cooking, something like that.
Understand.
And
But
yeah,
is there a proper validation of this problem? So what my question is actually, but in interest of time, then probably I would also go to next. The TAM you mentioned as $10 to $12 billion.
yeah.
That would not be the opportunity what you have defined here. I mean, the TAM you
Um,
mentioned as 10 to 12, and the same has been mentioned as an opportunity. So I mean, that would be the time for every other problem statement,
yes,
right? So that's not the right way, is what I believe.
that's
You shouldn't, I mean, get down to the exact problem statement of actual users, and you need to take a look of it. And
correct.
you mentioned you mentioned this 10 to 12 dollars of whatever the market share right now,
Yeah.
but I didn't see any revenue kind of thing. How do you make money out of this hack?
So for the monetization framework, the way we are planning this is the initial launch and all that will be purely based off of subscriptions. It won't be paid. We'll be building a user base and getting them engaged. And the monetization part comes later on where we are going for a subscription based premium system. So either you have a free tier with advertisements and where you have a kind of a marketplace that you can swap your skills in. Second, you have a premium tier where you have priority, you get the first all things like that. So that is where if you remember in the won't have features, we had mentioned the skill coin. That's where we are planning.
Understood. I mean, these are all from me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nikhil. So, we'll quickly move to Sashir, sir. Your questions and feedback.
Yeah, I think I was not clear about why this question, why this was chosen, and who is the target audience. I'll tell you my main fundamental problem in this, and also what you just mentioned about how you make money.
Yeah.
Uh, you are the fundamental thing that you said, ki, hey, people would not want to pay for some service. That hypothesis is not really valid. If I really want that service, for example, you said to operating system installation. If I
Yeah.
really care, I'll pay for it. And even if, okay, fair enough, I get it from barter. But would you think the other person would like to get some information from me only? He can go to anybody, right?
No. So yeah,
Uh,
that way it's not one to one. It's not like I have to give you only something, but I have to give the community within which I'm residing something. So it's like a, a community pool of, how do I put this? So you are able to take a skill or take a service as long as you have also given a service within the same community. So that's how the building will
and
happen. Everyone,
and then how would I get a service from somebody else? You are using the skill coin. So basically,
yeah,
instead of rupee, you are making a
kind of
method.
tracking the effort it would take. Suppose, for example, effort or time for the particular whatever that you're engaging.
Fair enough, fair enough. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that. It's just that hey, most second is the major target audience is somebody who is price sensitive, who doesn't
yes,
use that
that
affordability.
is one. Yes,
Yeah, so most of them will be younger age, still students probably,
Yeah,
not getting money a lot. There is a fundamental problem there. They might also not have many skills as of now because they are still learning, they're still gathering the skill. And
So yeah, so sorry. So I would like to add to it, like it's not about those young people who are recently like 21, 22 years old. They have accumulated some sort of skill since childhood. For example, they might have learned guitar skills or something. That there are many young generation people who wants to learn it, but they don't want to pay. On the other hand, he wants to learn some
no,
coding
no, it's
skills.
okay, it's okay.
So
I completely get the premise. I'm just trying to say there is a lot of flaw in how you have designed the product. A. Second, I don't see any competitor analysis in this. Why is nobody else doing this? What is the, you said urban company, but
yeah,
you really think about somebody who's coming to paint my house, what skill would he wants from me, or even if it is not there, there's a fundamental problem in why this has not been cracked. Also, you said about making money through ads or subscription. That subscription is fundamentally saying you pay money here,
yeah.
which devalues your value proposition, as well as ads. Again, it fundamentally says keep people who are price sensitive, show ad to them. As a marketeer, I work with many marketing people. They will not like to market for people who will not like to pay. Why should I advertise to person who will not like to pay? So,
That's a good point.
yeah,
Yes,
a lot of loopholes are there, but all the best.
thank you. That was there's some very important points.
Thank you, Satish. So, Asisha, yours, questions and feedback.
Well, I think most of the things is already covered. The key thing is this idea was interesting till the point it went to the subscription business. Okay, so it lies somewhere between, say, a urban company and a, say, a community level Telegram groups we have. Okay, where senior citizens and everyone would like to interact and join their respective interest groups. So yeah, but monetizing it would be a very difficult thing. But just one question in here: did you did any prototype or like some kind of a alpha testing of this idea that there will be is an audience for this kind of solution?
So the only testing we've done so far is within our own groups where we've asked our friends and family members. But other than that, we have not done anything beyond a user survey. We have not
Okay,
built an MVP. So we are at this stage. We are just starting off with this. So maybe there will be an MVP at the end of the year. On it depends on a lot of factors. But yeah, in terms of validation, we've only gone with asking people.
sure, okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, juries. Uh, we'll quickly move to the scores now. Nikhil, sir, your scores for the team out of five.
I would rate two.
Okay. Sujit, sir, your scores for the team.
I'll rate one.
Okay. Asisha, your scores for the team
I would
out of five.
rate two as in, so yeah, like mostly presentation was good, okay, in a sense, like given the time. But I think there's a bigger flaw in the core thing, which is the ideation part of it. Thank you.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll quickly move to the audience poll now. Sharath, you can stop presenting. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Audience, please scan the QR code in front of your screen and cast your votes for the team one, Sharath and Polemy. You have 20 seconds from now. Your timer starts now. All right. We'll move on and see the audience poll for the team now. Give me a moment. All right, that's the audience poll. So we'll quickly, thank you, team. All the best for you. We'll quickly move to the next team, team two now. Arun, Niharika,
Yes,
Diana, and Trisha. Yeah. You guys ready?
yes, I will ready. I will.
Yes, sir. But Niharika and Trishna, they are not there because they have
Okay.
some connectivity issue at that area.
All right.
So there's
Oh,
no
okay.
electricity there. So we will be presenting today.
No
Okay.
problem. So let me know who's sharing the screen.
I
I'll
will.
give the access.
I will share.
Arun will be sharing this
Okay,
screen.
Arun is sharing. Okay, just give me a second. Yeah, Arun, you can go ahead now.
My screen is visible.
Yes, Arun, it is presented.
Yes.
Yes. Should I start?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to present our topic, Dream Stack. It is basically a financial well-being app. Okay, where our problem statement we took was we want young Indians to be financially aware, digitally active, and to have not to be confused with the multiple tools that are there in the market, to have a one-stop solution for the financial planning. Okay, today, there are people who want to achieve a goal, but they are continuously going to debt traps and taking loans, etc. So, we want to make a financial planning app where they can invest and they can even know how much goals have they achieved and how we can nudge them to achieve goals faster by investing more and to have a proper idea of where they are investing. Okay, the second is the vision statement. Now, our vision statement is basically to enable young individuals to have a financial discipline and freedom to make money a way where they resonate with happiness and security and fulfill, not like a burden. Okay, our goal is not to only manage finances, but to make people happy and to have a way that they have a clear financial planning. So our user persona was for Harsh. Sorry, Harsh is a 28-year-old software engineer, okay, who resides in Bangalore. He earns well, he has his investments, but he somehow does feels unsure where to invest and how to align with his monetary goals. But here, Harsh represents almost all the generation that he is in the 20s and 30s, where he wants to have a simple, emotionally driven, okay, and well thought about financial app. Arun? So here is the empathy map. Now, what Harsh says is that I want to have a app where I can see the bigger picture. I want to have an app where I don't want to have fragmental tools here and there. And what he thinks that he wants to achieve enough till the time he's 35 to have a better financial uh, way where he can stand to. Then he sees his peers going here and there and seeing where to invest in crypto, to invest in this and that particular funds. But he wanted one-stop solution. Then we had made a business model canvas where DreamStacks we have a essential tool which is one is for free. Okay, second, our premium user gets advanced access uh, features like goal stimulation, smart recommendation, collaborating financial planning. The revenue comes through the subscriptions, responsible partnership, and advisory intelligence, but always on a transparent way and a trust factor which is there in the app. Arun, next slide. So this is the competitive analysis. So the apps which are similar, which has financial planning, or else just money related apps like IND Money, Grow, Cred, etc. They stand out, but they're more focused, while the most focus on how they can give reward. DreamStack also focuses on the multi-goal financial planning and habit-based savings with AI-driven prior personalization. Okay, it is just it's not just an app, it is a holistic platform where we also put our emotional context in this and cultural relevance also to support the financial of the person. Then product organization design in this, every feature is built, tested, and refined through only the user feedback. Okay, to ensure DreamStacks evolves continuously and stay simple, adaptive, and meaningful. That's why we have designed a way where we have assigned people for a particular feature. Now, in our BRD, we have basically to keep the product aligned to the both user and the needs with the business goal, a detailed business requirement document and a product fit we have created. This framework helps us to stay focused on what matters by building something that is not only desirable for user but also feasible and visible for growth. So a product market fit canvas is basically where we have all the details we have mentioned, what what problems that we have and how solution it is we need to go through. So here we are basically going for a AI nudge to milestone celebration. Okay, we are going for effortless onboarding and personalized dream creation. Okay, we are having a journey which is described clearly and motivation and sense of progress. So every particular dream, it has a way of showing that how much you have progressed, and if there is a way that he can or she can invest 5,000 or 2,000 more in a year, and he can achieve his dream 30% faster. So we also have that feature with us, and we can also track. So in this, we have also showed the entire journey on the feelings and the emotions of what user would have. So I'll give the presentation to her. Yeah.
Yes, in the user journey map, we have divided the journey into 6 phases of from the discovery, onboarding, and engagement, post-engagement, and resolution, and re-engagement of it. From like we have mapped that how the user will think and feel and emotionally connect with the application throughout the journey for it, and we have mapped out the opportunities what we have throughout the product opportunity we have in the user journey throughout the user journey. So we have created a user flow for designing the application. So the user flows includes like from the welcome screens to login, user login and their tutorial, and they go into the home screen and they have their professional profile management, and they have the dashboards where they can track their goals and they can add their dreams. And here they can have the view the details for it in the dashboards. So here we have the three main features for it, like on the dream engines part, like where people can view the available assets and to be invested, and they can invest it on it. And we have the leverage engine where which can be standard of as our USP. People can pool their funds and to invest into multiple assets as they're publicly or as privately, and own a part of the ownership. In that. So, and we have the dream coach. In the dream coach is like it's we have created as an A coach which can people can access and provide their questions, and they can get the answer based on for their financial and their dreams advisory. So this, like, the dream coach will be acted based on the profile management, because the profile of the users, like how it will check the viability of their dreams based on that users, like how much they earn and how much they have. Based on that, it will check that viability, and it will provide the answers for it. And the funds, add fund features, like people can add their funds and they can withdraw the funds. Like, we have added the features for the story maps.
Last 3 minutes.
Yeah, for a story map, we have laid here the all the stories which needed to be developed from the user login, ad management, whatever I discovered with the acceptance criteria, and we have prioritized and we have added the story points as well for each and every things, and in a clear and in a buildable manner, in a agile manner. So we have added the user story map for it. So in the user story maps, we have mapped the six key activities of the users, including the profile setup and adding them, managing the funds, and adding and managing their funds and invest in assets. Give me a minute. Invest in assets and join and create their pool and track their progress. And we have mapped the user task and the story. We have divided the story based on that. Based on that, like including the check by the viability features, we have mentioned the verification, the dream, adding the dreams feature, connecting with the UPIs and adding their contribution, and joining the pool and having the invite features. Like, what are the key features should be added for their user task? Based on that, the user stories has been designed. So to prioritize, we have used Moscow framework. So we have prioritized the low effort and high value of the deem viability check, and adding the linking the UPI and fund addition, and the dashboard for it. And we have, like, for now, we don't want to develop the blockchain based pooling technologies or the AI based dream coaching. We want to keep it as a whole, like, since it's required a lot of efforts for the future user. So we have the product roadmap to develop this based on our prioritization. It includes the analysis part, like we have mapped it throughout the journey on it. Including the analysis part, analysis on the infrastructures we have, and the product requirement. First, we have to complete the analysis part, product requirement, and the design part. And after that, like, how it will be developed on a monthly basis, on how the tasks will be assigned. So for the workflow management and for task assignment, we are using the Scrum board here for Scrum board here for the management and productivity, for the management and the workflow management. We are using the Scrum board here for it. And we have created the wireframe prototype for it.
Team, sorry to interrupt. Your time is up.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
we
Give
take
me.
additional 30 seconds and sum up?
Yeah. I want to show the prototype. So we have created a prototype which includes the sign-in features, and which is sign-in features using OTP and the Google verifications. And we have had the dashboards here, and each of the dashboards you can go and view the dream details, and you can go and ask the here you can go and manage your profile. You can add your dreams on based on it. Your prioritize, and you can prioritize the dream what we are gonna have and the type of the dreams you want to have. And in the dream engine, you can choose and invest in the various type of opportunities that are available in the posted in the environment. And you can add your app, and you can have the auto debit features as well. And based on your available balance and your profile, the dreams will be suggested. Here you can have private and public pooling, and you can create a pool or invite a pool member for it. And you can have the your ownership to be tracked, like what are the if 4 or 5 members as a friends they invest, and their ownership should be tracked, and the and their ownership will be action that also you can be tracked in the system. So this is the app. This is our presentation. This is the app we want to build. We want to evolve it in a long-term vision. We want to evolve it into a fractional ownership platform um, for the masses. Like, we want to start it as a culturally aligned platform to from starting, like, to be de-risk the product. We want to start it as a services first, and adding the features and financial advisories. And throughout, we want to keep it and take it as to a fractional ownership platform on various assets.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
team.
you.
That's a good presentation.
Thank
All
you.
right. We'll move to the jury's questions and feedback. First up, we'll start with Ash. So, you want to go first?
Sure. Uh, Good presentation, interesting idea, very relevant in the current times. So one question in here, Azan.
Mm.
So is it mostly, if I heard correctly, you starting with the services first, in terms of advisories, and then getting into the fractional ownership piece of
Just
this?
yeah, we want to start it because of the to de-risk and to validate the ideas, and we have to get the user feedback. So as we don't want to scale it up as rapidly, so just want to make sure what are the product features and user recommendations come first. So we want to. That's why we want to strategically we want to start it as a service platform first.
Sure, because the key thing for this kind of platform is gaining confidence.
Mm,
Okay. Because someone is giving you money,
mm,
okay, it needs to be have some credibility, some
mm,
confidence, and that too in a tangible manner.
mm,
Okay, so that will be very like if key thing for this kind of
mm,
platform to start with. Another thing which I missed in your presentation, although very elaborate, is the compliances and some of the security things which you are considering. Okay,
yes. Mm.
yeah. So can you please just elaborate about that piece?
So compliance means like if we want to give financial advisory, we will come into SEBI regulations, and we want the to give the services, we need certified professionals for it. So if we have certified professional, we will not come into the, we can handle that compliance for it. And for the fractional ownership, we will come into like if we have in the asset criteria, if we want to start it in the real estate, for example, we come into RE, RA. So in that also we have like if we are partnered with the license providers, we will come into SEBI and RE, RA in the compliance criteria, Ashish. And if we partnered with, so that's why like so start it as a services first, so we can de-risk all this regulation compliance and to check out all the necessary needs as first as a financial advisory, and then we can go into the fractional ownership part for it.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, sir. Okay. We'll go with Shishir, sir. You want to go next?
Sure. Think good problem statement, very relevant. I think I agree with everything that Ashish sir said. Just want to, I think very good. I think the solution, you have to dwell a little more.
Mm,
You are in the right track, but you have to define a bit more. Few pointers that I'll give from my side that I observed is there was a slide of competitor analysis that you
mm,
did well. If you can go to that slide. Yes, it's good. You could have added a little more tangible things, what you found,
mm,
where are they winning?
mm,
But at the same time, if you see your stack, dream stack, you can't be saying, hey, we'll do everything.
mm,
And that becomes like, what are you really standing for? What is dream stack stands for?
mm,
The name is very interesting also.
mm,
But and there were two features that caught my eye. You had a lot of features, by the way, and
mm,
you are still making it very complicated for a young professional to navigate the financial
mm,
journey. If you really have to stick to two, three things that I found really interesting is the viability of your of the dream viability check. But I don't think that is the right word to see. Let's say I'm a young professional or
mm,
just early in my career, I want to buy a house, I want to buy a car. Today, my salary is not that big,
mm,
right? And if you say, hey, you can't buy this, if that is what you're trying to do with viability check, it will only discourage me.
mm,
Rather,
mm,
you could encourage me, hey, this is how much you should be earning, or eventually you would like to also give loan probably.
mm,
So this loan, here are 10
mm,
companies, 10 banks or NBFC
mm,
give loan. This is
mm,
the right interest rate. Hey, don't
mm,
go fall. I think the problem statement you said, people are taking loan from these different new
mm,
banks, which is of very high rate. If you
mm,
can save me from that, that is a job done well.
mm,
Think you have to be very focused on what is the USP, what does
mm,
DreamStack stands for. Even in your vision, you said fractional ownership. That is very interesting. But I and but you are making me go through the entire user journey,
mm,
which is doing a lot of things. The
mm,
time to value to the real USP of the product should be very small. So think about these things. I think problem statement is very relevant. As Ashish sir also said, we are also working with many banks. We know this is a really good problem statement, but the solution today we are not there. We have to work on.
Yeah.
And just a small thing, presentation. I didn't like it. It looks like 10 people have done made 20 slides, a different font, different
Mm.
style. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
look up really professional, and
Okay.
one team has presented this. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Noted.
you, Sushil sir.
Thank you.
Nikhil sir, your questions are back.
Yeah. So one thing I noticed is, I'm just not clear whether do you recommend the investments or do you just nudge the users just to invest, or remind the users just to get in?
We will be doing the fund in advisory, the financial advisory, based on the credit certified professionals only.
Got it. So you recommend investments, right?
Yeah, yeah. Through financial advisory, we will provide.
Okay, correct.
Yeah.
If that is the case, then the competitive analysis, whatever you're showing right now,
Mm.
is not relevant, is what I believe. Grow, In Money, Cred, Paytm Money, these are all wealth monitoring apps,
Wealth monitoring, yes.
right? So they just show whatever you're.
Mm.
The apps probably could be Jar, Stable Money,
Mm.
so these could be more like recommend
Yeah.
investments apps. So you should have considered those.
Yes.
So that's what I believe.
Okay.
And one thing, market opportunity is what
Mm.
missing, and user validation
Mm.
is missing, and the point which Shishir mentioned, the validation of dream. That
Okay.
is also,
Okay.
how do you validate the dreams, and
Mm.
how do you convey user that you cannot achieve, right? That's how
Okay.
I could.
We do have a AI which we have kept as that section. Arun, can you show that, please?
Which one?
The AI coach, the dream coach, which we are going to roll out in the future.
Mhm. But that you have mentioned that in a.
This is a dream coach that we are going with. Okay, so this is basically like a advisor that so in case that you are earning, for example, 10 LPA right now. Okay, so if you are earning 12, you could have invested that. So this is basically a coach which is like an advisor, which will be advising if you earn certain amount more, or lower down your expenses in things which are not needed. It's going to help out in that way. So this is what we had also integrated.
Correct. I understand, but this, if this is a future, then you have that dream validation in your must-haves, right? So that's a conflicting thing. So that's one thing. So these are my points. Overall, the presentation, the work went through is, I understand it's good, but
Mm.
yeah, these are few points and
Okay.
feedback from my side.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you, Nikhil sir. Thank you all. Thank you, Julies. Okay, we'll move to the scoring now. Ashish, your scores for the team out of 5.
It would be 3.
Okay. Ashish, your scores.
Um, it's 4 from my side.
Nikhil, your scores for the team out of 5.
I would give 3.
All right. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you so
Arun, I
much.
think you can stop presenting. We'll move to
Yes.
the audience poll now. Yeah. Audience, please grab your phone and please scan the QR code in front of your screen. You have 30 seconds and cast your votes for the team. Your time starts now. All right, we'll move on. Yeah, that's it in poll. Team two, all the best for you. Yeah.
Thank
Now
you so
we'll
much.
quickly move to team three now, right? So team three is going to be Tanmay and Shiva Prasad. So Tanmay and Shiva
There are
Prasad,
three of us. Parimal is
Okay.
also there.
okay, Parimal is also there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Like who is presenting the screen for the day?
I will be presenting Parimal.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead. So once you start
Hi
introduction, your
everyone.
timer starts.
Sure. Hi everyone. A great good evening to everyone. So this team three, Tanmay, Shiva, and Parimal, and we'll be talking about an idea which we chose to go ahead with. Parimal, can you go to the next slide, please? So, what is the problem that we're trying to solve? So, basically, our app is called Care Connect, which addresses the lack of reliable on demand home nursing services for elderly patients who require post surgical and palliative care, right? As well as the difficulty in case when NRIs face when coordinating quietly care remotely. Traditional hospital affiliated offerings are often rigid in scheduling, costly, and also limited in terms of geographical reach, leaving care seekers without accessible, flexible, and transparent options. So we are basically trying to solve this problem, and there's also a personal story because with related to Purmal because of why we went ahead with this. Who are we solving this for? So we are solving this for the tech-savvy individuals aged between the bracket of 30 to 60 in tier 1 and tier 2 cities who are seeking affordable and trustworthy nursing. The secondary users will be the nurses who want part-time or flexible working hours. How are we proposing it? So we are proposing it as Care Connect being a location-based digital marketplace that matches verified nursing professionals with care seekers through a real-time matching engine, right? So it will be a platform sort of a thing which matches the demand and supply parts of it. Who is needed to create the product solution? So we'll be needing a team of comprising of product owners, Scrum Master, UX designer, mobile developer, backend developers, QA engineer, data analyst, and DevOps engineer. What are our recommendations? Our recommendations are we are going to proceed with our MVP developing, focusing on core features like matching, profile, booking, payments, and launch of a closed beta in two pilot cities with certain number of nurses. And what we need for the business sponsor, we need a certain sort of a seed funding, and apart from that, timely decisions on commission structure and insurance partnerships to finalize the base model. Parimal, can you go to the next slide, please? So, what is the product idea brief? Our vision is to empower families in India and abroad to secure, trusted, timely, and affordable at home nursing care while providing freelance nurses with autonomy and fair compensation. And our positioning is for families needing post surgical and palliative care. Our app offers a location based digital marketplace that delivers verified nursing professionals with transparent pricing, real time availability, unlike the ones available in case of hospitals wherein they are costly, rigid, and limited scope. So the key problems that we are trying to solve is lack of reliable care, or high cost and rigid scheduling, limited transparency of nurses, and also difficulty in remote coordination for NRI people. Like, let's say if I'm living abroad for my parents, how I'm going to solve this problem. So the key customer personas is primary customer is the tech savvy coordinators. The consumers are their parents, basically the elderly people, and the supply side is also a customer, which is the freelance nurses who are going to provide the service. Next slide, please. So these are our competitors. We went ahead with competitor analysis. So there is no product as of now which is present pan India. Apollo Home Care and Fortis Home Care nursing services are there, but they have got limited digital support, or they rely on in-house nursing staff, which restricts the number of options available to them. And they are either heavily priced, or premiums are available there. Can you go to the next slide? Now, product backlog and prioritization. So the major epics will be user registration and KYC, discovery and matching, booking and payments, care delivery and logging, and ratings and dispute resolution. So these are the broader touch points in our customer journey that we are trying to address. And a prioritization is the must have will for sure be real time matching engine, nurse KYCs and reviews. The should haves will be in app payments. Otherwise, we can go ahead with cash on delivery in the very beginning. Care logs and notifications could have will be rescheduling and backup nurse, and we won't be having telemedicine integration or insurance claims. Can we go to the next slide, please? Shiva will be taking ahead the presentation.
So what we thought is in an initial phase in a 1 month, or in the first month, is to freeze the MVP and to focus on the user phase of, for example, how we have taken two personas where Amar is a tech side person and the nurse who is willing to freelance, right? So all this entire process flows, we want to freeze it. In December we want to go with the pilot launch in 2-3 cities, basically onboarding 20 to 30 nurses in different capacities, and training them and help them to start serving to the clients. And in January, when we wanted to is learn from the whatever done on the beta, and go full scale public launch. And so MVP release goals would be, in the starting, we want to create a nurse patient matching within 5 minutes. That is our first goal. And after that, we want to understand how the demand and supply is working in different places, right? In different cities, there might be different kind of a take on this. So that's how we want to work on this. And success metrics is, for example, anyone is trying to book, so we will give a notification to nurse, so to in order to confirm the order. So we want to go it above 70% when we are launching. And first visit completion, whenever nurse is going to the client play, customer's place, and to give the medical services, 95+% the completion rate should be there. And dispute rate of less than 5%. Any issues, client is not available, or payment terms issues, or any kind of an issues, we want to solve this in the initial stages. Key milestones, it would be as very similar to as what we have discussed in the product roadmap. Feature freezing, then pilot launch, and full scale launch in month 3. Next slide, Prima. So as we have two sides of the functionality. One is a demand side, one is a supply side. Initials, when it's come to the client, they will be have a discovery. Then they will set up their profile, and then they select their locality using the demographics, and then book the service. And this goes as a process. So you know in this option, we are providing remote booking and monitoring option, and real-time visit updates. Is nurse confirmed or not, when she's arriving, and what has she written in terms of the case sheet and something like that. And family member access, because probably if people are booking from abroad, they want someone in India to look after them as well. So sharing of the information is also available. And notifications in the supply side, where they can schedule their own visits, right, based on their availability. And earning tracking and instant payments. For example, if they have did just like Uber and Ola provides, we want to provide a dashboard of how much are they earning, how many orders they have completed, and how the payout is happening. Next slide, Parimal. So this is how
Last
we
3
wanted to
minutes.
design just the user story design. The first is demand side. We, as a caretaker, how I want to filter nurses using different filters, like ICU trend is required, or within 5 kilometers, right? Post surgery care. Acceptance criteria is filtered by specialization, distance filter, and availability feature, right? So for this, it is very important and high priority. So that's story point 8. And for definition of ready, it would be user acceptance criteria is accepted, and dependencies are identified and resolved, and UI mockup are approved by the stakeholders. In the similarly, nerds who can receive the booking notification with the job details whenever anyone is booking, so that they can accept or decline. And push notification would be sent to them, and they can auto decline. It would be auto decline if 15-minute timer has passed, just like an Uber and Ola, right? So this is the story points is 5. And for this definition of definition of uh, DoD means code reviewed and approved and deployed to staging and tested end to end. Next slide, Parimal.
Yeah. So we have divided into certain sprints. So to begin with, we will start with the creating the basic core infrastructure for the platform. So since this is a platform that will do onboarding of nurses as well as onboarding of customers, we will need certain level of detailing that will need to be done in the platform, and we'll need to design an algorithm so that we can provide real time selection of nurses. So I'll just show couple of slides that will help it understand better. So we will have a core uh, app or a platform which will let the users decide what type of care they are looking for, what are the different type of like what is the detail of surgery. So this is a post surgery care scenario that we have explained in these wireframes. So similarly, we will have a detailed out screen for each of these different type of categories. So what type of nursing staff they are looking for, what is the surgery date, what are the start and end dates that they are looking for their services, and what is their preference. So we have done some research around how this happens traditionally, and typically it happens in shifts of 12 hours. So we are going to provide customized shifts also. And then the next thing will be they will try to find the nurse nearby, and they will be shown the available nurses based on the calendar of the nurses. And then the request will, there will be SLA. So if a nurse, any of these nurses, if they accept the assignment, the confirmation will be conveyed to the original user. And if that doesn't happen within a stipulated time frame, we will try to connect them with the nurses that are available in that area. So typically a SLA of 1 day is what we are targeting, 1 to 2 days max. So this is based on the industry, how it is done in the currently in this industry. So typically the SLA is very subjective, depending upon the availability. So
Team, sorry to interrupt. Our time is up. Maybe you can take additional 20 seconds and summarize it.
yeah, so we believe this is a real life problem, and the current options that people have are very limited, and it's very difficult to exercise those options. Plus, they are costly, and at the same time, the nursing care staff is not getting much money. It's mostly the middlemen, the nursing bureaus or the hospitals. They get a decent chunk of money. So we believe if a good marketplace is provided, then a lot of this is a very big market in India, and it's going to be even bigger in next 20, 30 years. And this is a very good opportunity basically to provide them an option to get good qualified nursing care uh, without really engaging with any middleman. And we believe this MVP can be launched initially in a city, a metro city, and the feedback can be taken based on how it is taken. So we have done some GTM also. We can discuss it later. So I'll conclude for now.
Okay. Thank you, team. Thank you. Okay. Nikhil sir, you want to go first?
Yeah. So, yeah, interesting problem statement. The points which you mentioned in the last, Parimal, that would have, I mean, you should have mentioned those in the beginning of the slide as a why. I mean, why did you choose the problem? So you mentioned that large chunk of money has been taken by middlemen and all, right?
Correct.
So those things are not mentioned in the slide. So that's missing. And market opportunity, you also mentioned verbally telling that there is a huge market opportunity, but there is never mention about the opportunity here. I mean, how big the market is actually, and how many people, I mean, the TAM, Samsung, or whatever it is. So that is missing. I mean, I didn't understand how big the problem is, right?
Yeah.
I understand the problem, but I don't.
Think we do have it, right?
Sorry?
Yeah. So we have some GTM analysis done actually. So So this is a pretty big problem actually. We have some research numbers also, but they are not put in this slide. But this is a sizable opportunity. So typically,
This is a revenue projection. So
yeah. So yeah.
this is different. I'm not talking about. I'm just asking. Just talking
Yeah,
about the whole.
total addressable market. Sorry.
Yeah. And one more thing, what I felt is the problem statement and the whole explanation is more of an objective kind of a thing and less of a functionality point of view. So this is one thing which I also thought. I mean, and also one question on the features. Why why users have to choose the nurses? I mean, can't we provide direct whoever
So
the
there are two types of nurses. One nurse is a ICU trained nurse, and one is nurse is a non-ICU trained nurse. So typically, the cost varies based on the skill. The ICU trained nurse can do a lot more than what a non-ICU trained nurse can do. So that is one
But
of
how?
the key selections they need to make.
I
Yeah.
understand, but how can a patient understand the whatever the valuable nurse
I,
brings, right?
I
So
just
So
want to
Nikhil,
put in.
I can just give you resemblance to it. So when we go for a tele consultation sort of a service from a doctor, we see their ratings, how many patients have they, how many years of work experience have they had, what is the practice. So that helps us in finalizing that we trust this particular person. And if in case in future we want the same individual to diagnose us, we can choose that. If we don't give that flexibility, so similar sort of thing can be applied over here. If we don't give that particular flexibility, then that's an issue because they can have have a view.
I understand that credibility we can provide after assigning the nurse is what I believe. I mean, it's again.
So, just want to add in to what Tanmay told, right? So, also becomes like for few medical services, they need ICU trained nurses. For few, it's okay for any kind of normal injury testing, normal nurse would do, right? When you're filtering, you know what is your problem is. If you're,
Exactly.
for that problem, if you're matching it to ICU trained nurse, it's going to be costly for you. And ICU trained nurse just, just she earns more, but for a less of a work. So
I
it is not
understand.
matching for the job. So matching the job with the cost is why the filters has been kept at that particular place.
So typically the top two use cases are, one is palliative care, where you need continuous care. Somebody is bedridden and they need that care throughout, like for years till the time they are alive.
Yes.
And second is post-surgery care. So there is something that happened at my own home. My aunt underwent surgery, and we went through this whole process. So that is where we felt it was difficult to get a nurse from hospital. We got one from the bureau, and the whole process was very
I
manual
get it.
and very subjective.
I understand.
Yeah.
So the whole point, what I'm trying to tell is from user point of view, whoever, I mean, the target audience, the persons who are trying to book is not the person who is trying to receive the service, right?
Correct,
So
correct.
from a user point of view, if I'm booking for someone who is at my home or for a relative, probably I might take the cost as a consideration when you show the slide of cost along with the nurse, right? So and also as a mentality of present Indian market, the lowest the more be chosen, right? So I don't understand that, but the credibility part I get it, but the credibility also can be given after choosing the nurse is what I believe. But yeah,
So
overall, yeah.
let me answer to the extension to what I've told, right, in terms of the price. So I come from a telemedicine background. I worked in Apollo and Acid Distill. So price doesn't directly is correlated to the doctors who they choose, because we have tried and tested in multiple cities and multiple platforms. I worked in Apollo as well and Aston as well. They want to go to the doctor who provide the best of the services, because after some time there would be other things coming into the play, like insurance or employee benefits, right? So it's also it becomes a full circle, right? I've seen like.
Agreed. But if you bring the low-rated nurses on your platform, the credibility of the platform decreases, right?
No, so it's a distance-based matching. So it's not about low credibility nurses. So as I said, there are two types of nurses. One who can do ICU care. So she will
Probably
do so for, yeah.
offline again, probably if we
Sure,
can
sure, sure,
connect, but
sure, sure.
yeah,
Sure.
rest of time I'll pass it on. This is it from Maharaj.
Thank you, Nikhil.
Thank you.
So, Tashisa, you want to go next? Your questions and feedback.
Well, uh, interesting, I think, problem, very relevant, very much required in this market. Just a quick question to anybody one can answer. Like, why do you think is there a service similar to this available already in the market? Did you do some competitor analysis? If not, why do you think it's not there?
I'll take this question. There are services like Apollo Home Health Services or Max, or there are other a number of services, but there is no directly where there is a transparency in terms of the nurse who are getting and what is the price. So it's like, you go onto the platform and put on your requirements. They'll call you, they'll tell you, but there is no clear visibility. And most of these are run by the hospitals and the chains who have their own nurses, staffed nurses. So this is not a staffed nurses model. This is an aggregator model. So this is the first in terms, with the the analysis we did. This is the first in terms of, we kind of wanted to create an urban company in terms of nurse delivery model, right?
So we interviewed few nurses actually.
Mhm.
So Shiva interviewed three nurses and interviewed three nurses. So typically what happens is many nurses, they don't work full time. So it's
Mhm.
mostly a contracting kind of role. So very
Mhm.
few hospital take them on board as a full time person. So they do a lot of contracting work and they are available. They work in shifts. So sometimes there is a 8 hour shift or sometimes there is a 12-hour shift, and they are available to do certain work in the time that is when they are not working in their shifts. So at that time, if they get some work which is nearby, say within a vicinity of 3 or 4 or 5 kilometers, so they will be definitely up for picking up those gigs and earning some extra money as well. So another point is the kind of money that gets paid to nurses. A fraction of that is taken by the nursing care. So to give you an example, a ICU trained nurse who was being paid 1500 rupees per day for 12 hours of service was getting actually 900 rupees, and the rest of the money was being taken as a commission by the agency which was giving them that work. Now, these nurses, they don't have any organized umbrella under which they can work and they can have any facilities. Like they themselves don't have any health insurance or anything. So
No,
if we can create something, a big umbrella, we can like become an aggregator who can have like good number of trained nursing staff who are willing to take up work based on the requirements. And typically these works, like for example, a post-surgery care is a 15-day to 1 month kind of a task. Palliative care is a ongoing task. Like you have,
got it. No, I think these are really, really insightful. Thanks for this. Uh, my one of the do you have a similar insight from did you do some survey from a customer point of view? Because it's a marketplace, it's a two-sided marketplace. So you have done very good research, I'm assuming, from the nurses side. But what about people who want this?
Yes, Shishir. So
yeah.
we went ahead with interviewing people like our friends and other people as well who are there in the hospitals as well. So what the basic issue is, as Shiva and Prima already talked about, as of now, those are hospital affiliated nurses, right? So they don't have a single point of place wherein they can go ahead and register for nurses. What is happening after a particular surgery? They get the distributor or whosoever is the agency's contact number from that hospital. Then they call them. They get to know that okay, we need we have these issues, we need a particular nurse, then that particular agency assigns. So it's a very cumbersome process, so they don't know whom to reach out to, so that's the
So
issue.
I'll
But
like to give an example. One of my friends, senior friends, had a diabetic foot. So he got a surgery done and he had to do dressing every day for 1 month. So he had some leg part amputated, and every day he had to do a dressing. And it was not very easy. His nurse, the place where he did his surgery was like 30 kilometers away from his home. So the nurse used to come alternate days,
sorry,
and she used to.
Parimal, I'll stop you in the interest of time. I understand that. What I'm trying to get to is key when I think somebody said we'll pick one city or one geography, start there and then expand. That's a good approach to do. This is a very operational heavy
Right.
module that you are trying to build. It's not he will build a very fancy UI product. That is not the MVP you should be looking at. That is what, and also I think you should, again, not from this background, but if I have to think, if I think about somebody in my family, any like getting a nurse is a long-term thing. So you can also think about, and rightly so, people have like long hour shifts. Sometimes they don't have some shift. If that nurse I get is okay, I want it like for a month or a 60-day period because it's a post-operational thing. I'll need it every day or every few weeks. Some kind of subscription has to be there. Some kind of assurance has to be given to me as a customer, not from a supply side, from a demand side. And that is why I will trust a Apollo or aggregator like who has a lot of nurses. I'll not directly book with a nurse. This is my point of view. Again, you have to validate that. I think some kind of survey has to be there. And then I think Nikhil rightly mentioned the person who is booking, like me, for my parent or for somebody elderly, the customer is I am the customer and she or he will be the user of.
User.
Uh, and that is a big barrier. People don't really, I think people want, I want less anxiousness, more stability, कि हाँ nurse आएगी ही आएगी and this is my cost. But the user has a big barrier. They don't want anybody else to see my scar if it is a private part, a lot of things, right? Only my very trusted family or friend has to see or do any of these things. So a lot of anxious or barrier to entry is there. Also, sometimes when you think about when you bluntly put it like a urban company but for nurses, or you say something like Uber for this, that or you said something like Practo, doctor rating, that doesn't translate well sometimes, because a doctor really wants leads to come. They also have incentive. They pay Practo. um, how will that model work? You have to go a little deeper, I feel. Also, the last point, just to sum it up, I think problem is again good insight are there, but solution you have to see little better. Uh, MVP could have been just by on a WhatsApp and Excel also. If you really have to do it, presentation could be better. Yeah, that's pretty much it from my side.
Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you, sir. Atisha, your questions and feedback.
Sure, it's more of a feedback and experiences. Okay, so I was one of the initial part of the Practo team, just to let you know. Okay. So yeah, so we also kind of brainstormed during that time, should we get into this nursing and care kind of thing? And challenge at that point of time was more of a supply side. Okay, one was skill, getting into organized space, which is mostly unorganized, even with some of the hospitals we talked to back then. Okay, they get their nurses, mostly, especially the private hospitals, from the contract organizations. Okay, so that is another challenge. So while the problem is relevant, okay, so the challenge is more on the supply side of things, and then kind of giving confidence to the end user because of standardization and other things. And in this kind of space, there is like some of the points which you already discussed, right? So there is a problem of privacy, there is a problem of confidence. Okay, and if someone builds a trust with someone, they tend to kind of go outside the platform for a direct kind of a relationship. Like even we do for say urban company. Like let's be very honest with that. So yeah, that would be few things to look out for. But honestly, I think a good study in there. Okay, very detailed effort put in. So yeah, good luck, I would say.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir.
Ashish, sir, just a small, like, I just wanted to check with you. Like you said, they can go out of this way and contact them separately. But I think a major bottleneck over there would be the nurses might be staff. Because it's not something that is flexible, right? A customer, if they want a nurse for a particular time period, then they want it. And if a nurse is already staffed, then they can't do anything.
No, no. One of the challenge there is like what we have seen is the say commission or the platform fees, which gets charged. So people
Hmm.
tend to kind of bypass that. That's the Indian way of
Understood.
working.
Correct.
Okay. So that is the challenge, which was not the case while working with doctors. Okay.
Mm.
There, a lot of
Understood.
doctors get onto the platform for two reasons. One is just to being like visible, and other is people normally who initially wants to get on practice. If you see a new doctor getting to new territory, new region, okay, that's where they get the benefit. So that is not the case with the nursing part of the thing. Okay, it's not that you want a star nurse. Okay, this much experienced nurse for a say simple palliative care or like kind of thing. Because if it's a very intensive procedure which has happened, okay, normally you prefer to go with the post ops care provided by the doctor hospitals. Okay, so that is something to look out for. But I think a relevant problem, but there are challenges why this has not been solved to that scale. Okay, it's a perennial problem. We always have been, it's been there. So let's see as so. Thank you.
Understood.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, we'll go for the scores now. Nikhil, sir, your scores for the team out of 5.
Yeah, I would go with 4.
Sushil, sir, your scores for the team.
I'll go with 4.
Let's share your scores for the team.
Yeah, even I'll go for the 4. Good presentation.
Thank you. Okay, I think Parimal, you can stop presenting. We'll move to the audience poll now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, audience, please grab your phone and scan the QR code and cast your votes for Team 3. You have 30 seconds. All right, time's up. Let's move now. That's your audience poll, Team 3. All the best. All right, we have a last team for the day. Kunjan, Sayonita, and Vikash.
Yeah, I'll be presenting the screen, Maharaj.
Okay, yeah, just give me a second.
Yeah,
Yes, Vikash, you can go ahead.
thank you.
Yeah.
So once your reduction starts, your timer starts. All the best.
Thank you. That's, uh, so let me know when my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's
It is presented, yes.
Yep. I think, yeah.
okay. Good afternoon, respected jury members and fellow teams. I'm Shainita, alongside my teammates Vikas and Gunjan. We are delighted to introduce our product, Fitsati. Today, we will outline the problem we are addressing, present our vision and strategy, and explain how we prioritized our product features using Agile principles. Since this module is centered on Agile methodologies and our execution approach, we won't be delving deeply into the market or user research or competitive analysis, keeping in mind the time constraints and specific focus on the in the Skillathon. We warmly welcome your expert advice to help us improve our product strategy and execution. Moving on to the next slide. Let's start with the core problem Fitsati aims to solve. Urban professionals in India want to stay healthy but struggle to find fitness solutions tailored to their busy lives. Most options miss three key things: personalized guidance, expert support on demand, and access to convenient, healthy meals. In terms of the market, by 2026, over 176 million Indians will identify as health conscious, with 67% of urban consumers actively seeking healthier food options. India is also a booming market for fitness apps, projected to reach 2.45 billion by 2033 with a strong CAGR of around 19%. Our vision is to empower individuals to achieve sustainable fitness through an accessible, smart, and holistic journey. AI driven plans, expert coaching, and meal delivery combined to make healthier living easy and practical. Moving on to the next slide. Achieving this vision requires a well rounded agile team and strategy. With Sathi's core team includes product managers, developers, data scientists, UI, UX, and fitness experts, and supported by our QA engineers. Our initial focus is to launch a strong MVP, building early partnerships, and prioritizing engagement in metro cities. We are building sponsor relationships to support growth and marketing, all while adapting our product based on user feedback. Moving on to the next slide. Our backlog aligns effort with user value to deliver impactful features efficiently. Security and platform performance are top priorities with encrypted data handling and real time monitoring. User engagement features like reminders, session feedback, and accurate activity tracking encourage consistent use and measurable progress. Prioritizing in this way ensures a smooth, user centered fitness journey. I'll now pass it over to my teammate Vikas to take you through the next slides. Over to you.
Thanks, Anita. Good evening, everyone. As my colleague has talked about the user pain points, vision of our product, strategic framework, and product backlog, let's deep dive into the product roadmap. The product roadmap is structured around quarterly initiatives that aligns the strategic goals and user needs. In Q1 and Q2 initiative, the focus is on onboarding, which encompasses all the stories related to the persona onboarding. Moving to the Q2 and Q3 initiative, the dashboard and customization. This includes the development of subscription and features and fitness health consultation tools, enabling the users to tailor their experience and assess the expert advice. In Q3, the roadmap shift to the payment support initiative aimed at streamlining the process and enhancing the user trust. Finally, Q4 is dedicated for analytics initiative where it will work on business development by providing the actionable insights and performance metrics. This structured approach ensures that each phase build upon the previous one, delivering a cohesive and a user-centric product evolution. To effectively manage the feature development, the team applied the Moscow prioritization technique, categorizing the user stories into must-have, should-have, and could-have. Must-have features are critical for the platform functionality and includes elements like user sign-up, onboarding, and with the story points, which is essential for the onboarding. On the should-have features, such as the customized recommendations, plans enhance the user experience, but those are not immediately critical. Similarly, it follows for the could-have features. This prioritization ensures that resources are allocated efficiently and that the most impactful features are developed first, supporting a strategic and phase out a rollout of capabilities. Moving to the next slide. To manage the feature development and track the progress, team utilizes the Jira platform. Jira allows the creation of linking of user stories with the Epic. For instance, the user sign up and the account creation is linked up to the Epic Fun onboarding initiative. This linkage facilitates the better planning, resource allocation, and progress tracking. By leveraging Jira, the team maintains the transparency and accountability throughout the development lifecycle. Moving to our next slide, this user story dashboard provides a comprehensive overview of all the user stories and their current statuses. This dashboard is critical tool for tracking the progress, bottlenecks, and ensuring that timely delivery. If we talk about a particular user story, it contains the descriptions, acceptance criteria, success metric, like successful OTP verification, confirmation profile completion, and account creation within 3 to 4 minutes for 90% of users is a success metric for this user story. So these criteria have been taken care on all the user stories. With this, I will hand it over to my colleague Gunjan to talk about the further slides.
Yeah, thank you, Vikas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we'll initiate with the Agile sprint plan. So, as we build Fit Sati for our Agile approach, is all about prioritize time box delivery and the quick feedback loops. So basically, we actually considering the 14 days or maybe a 2 weeks of approach in the terms of week in the terms of sprint. So basically, in the first week, our team probably are trying to managing or collaborating the define the sprint goals and the scope during the first sprint planning, and usually setting up all the focus execution. And in the second week, as we can say, we're trying to moving straight to the developing core features, for example like the user onboarding or maybe AI driven plans generation, and the launching the basic subscription flow. So midway we can see in the sprint one, we are trying to releasing our MVP dashboard with usually provide the progress tracking and automated kind of reminders. Apart with that, also delivering the immediate value even as we continue to the iterative way. Apart from that, at the end of
Last
the
3 minutes.
apart from that, at the end of the every 2 week sprint, we are trying to regroup and we are trying to plan for the next cycle. So this is how exactly we are managing these sprints one. Apart from that, in a sprint two, we try to focus the shifts to the more advanced user needs, which are more about expert booking, mail customization, and enhancing the notification, which conclude refine and kind of the release, which can ultimately complete the whole cycle with respect to the MVP goals. So this is how exactly we are trying to ensure that every sprint will deliver the tangible progress, and we are not just trying to shipping the features, but we are trying to giving the kind of the outcome to the users so that they can expect the kind of the kind of the users or maybe the kind of desired thing which they're looking from the product which we are trying to provide. Lucas, can you just
Yeah.
go to
Yeah.
next?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, if I talk about the kind of the stakeholder alignment, because in agile model perspective, in FitSati, we are trying to managing all the stakeholder alignment in a very each in every step. It's like a ongoing process where in every sprint cycle, our approach is like initiating by identifying all the key stakeholders, which more about the users, domain expertise, SMEs, advisors, and the decision makers. And for these actually we already mentioned we are using the Jira and the kind of the tool which actually helping us to maintaining all the technical things, so everybody could be maintain the transparency and can monitor and can have a good amount of outcome based on the what exactly features we are going to develop. So this is more about we're always trying to maintain the kind of the frequent communication, and based on that we try to keep our design roadmap so we can achieve the kind of goal we are trying to getting into the specific time frame. So definitely as per the market or maybe the kind of the user expectations, we definitely trying to provide as much as possible from the MVP point of view. Apart from that, I think this is a more about from the stakeholder management, and here is the end of the presentation. But this is more about agile model perspective. So in there are certain more slides which are more about uh, appendix which include certain more slide with like UI prototypes, the business model canvas. So maybe Vikas, can you please just go to the next slide so we can maybe showcase, so it will be help us to make them understand at very high level.
Yeah. So you are referring to the wireframes, correct, Gunjan?
Yeah.
Team, your time's up. Maybe you can take 30 seconds and wrap it up.
Yeah. So this is a wireframe which has been developed, and I think where we have put some of the screenshot, and we have the prototype for all of them. And it also talks about the competitive insights for which has been done, which are some of them are direct competitors and some of them indirect competitors. And just to give a glimpse, like this is a kind of prototype which we have developed. Uh, and when so I think there are a couple of things which we have to answer it so that we can understand the expectation, what customer is expecting from us and what they're expecting from the platform. So I think that's the nutshell the prototype which we have developed. And based on these questions, the AI subscription plan will be generated, and that subscription plan can be customized to an extent, and that will help the users to have a healthy meal with with the fitness guidance. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, team. Okay, we'll quickly move to the jury's questions and feedback. Aditya, Aditya, you want to go first?
Sure, Arvind. So yeah, again, good presentation. I think very detailed study from Figma to all the I would say various stages of product development and ideation. So a few questions in there. One is around what do you think are the key KPIs or success matrices you would like to track for this kind of an application?
Yeah, I can take that. So most of the time, I mean, we can track the conversions, like because a lot of people even download the app or track the website, but how many of them are actually converting and using the monthly like the tracking of the monthly usage of them. So that is the very key metric for us, and the number of deliveries that are happening successfully, how many cases we are uh, I mean, even the sessions, the duration of the consultations are happening on the throughout like through the platform. So those are some very key KPIs. I can say like those are the North Star matrix for us to track the usage of our app.
So how do you think you're probably going to track that for say 1 year, 2 year, 3 year? Is there some like stage plan, iterative development or expansion plan you've thought about this one?
Yeah, definitely. So in the first year, like as Vikash had explained in the presentation, like we have a plan for 1 year. For 4 quarters, we have the MVP plan, and after that, we have some plans in the iteration. We will expand in the other metro cities, and in terms of we can try out based on the user feedback and how people are using it. We can expand it to the B2B section as well. We can collaborate with corporates, different kind of wellness programs, and physical health is like incomplete without putting focus on the mental wellness part as well. So we can probably incorporate life coaches or therapists on the platform as well. So that is kind of our future roadmap.
Sure, okay, just one feedback in there. I think you're trying to do too much. Okay.
I know it's like it's you since you asked about the future
Yeah,
roadmap,
it's,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
mentioned about that.
Okay, right.
Definitely,
No,
it's not
no
part of
problem.
the MVP.
Sure, thank you.
You are sure. Nikhil, sir, your questions and feedback.
Yeah. Uh, I have probably a feedback rather than questions. So one thing where I lost is in the beginning while you began the presentation with the image which you posted, right? The guy with the suit for a fitness app. So that's one of the losing points. So that's one thing, and
Why so? Can you explain?
I mean, how usually for a fitness application, holistic fitness application, what do you remind? Right, you remind a guy working out in a gym, right? Or a girl working out in a gym, or something, or someone
I mean, I
who
think
is
that would be
fit.
very typical, but I welcome your
That's a
feedback.
first
We'll
impression. That's a first impression where I lost, and I see you guys jump directly to a solution before even speaking on user persona and why did you choose the problem statement and market opportunity overall. I heard from you verbally, Sanita, but the presentation, the opportunity, the how big the opportunity is missing.
Yeah, I would like to mention one or two words. So I mentioned in my present, like in the first slide as well, that since we are focusing on the agile methodology and how we are executing the plan, so we have not kept market research, competitive analysis in as part of the like the main PPT itself. So that's why we have kept it in the appendix. You
Understood.
can check it
Yeah.
further.
So, yeah, got it. But the whole presentation is seemed to be like a project management presentation rather than a product management presentation. So that's what I felt. So I understand this is agile based project management, what you have done, but the product part is what is missing is what I felt.
So, Nikhil,
So,
just want to add there is like what Sunita is telling is like this skeleton was targeted for the agile product management. So if we start talking about each of the component, then in 10 minutes it cannot you cannot think of like, and if you are thinking, and that's what we feel because when we are putting it, so I think we cannot feed everything, and it will be very difficult for the jury also to understand everything, starting from that what was the problem statement, where how we did the BMC, because when that part has been done, then only we reach out to the product management part, that how this will be managed. I think that's the intention what Sunita is trying to put it.
Yeah, I understand, but that's a difference between product and project management, right? So that is how it is. So yeah, these are my feedback points.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is your questions and feedback.
No, I kind of agree with Nikhil. Felt like more of project management, but it's I understand you want to do only want to focus on the agile part of it. But in the agile part of it also uh, felt like, I don't know, for some reason the presentation looked like AI generated, just a lot of beautiful slides. And the slide had a lot very less content, and the talking point that you all of were doing were much more. When in a presentation, when you are trying to speak and telling, and things are not there, or at least that is not being implied from the slide, it's very hard to follow. Where should I look? Also, a lot of places, like for example, it felt like, hey, this is Jira. We'll use Jira. But I would have rather tried to understand, hey, how have you broken down your epics and stories? Which are the more important things? You showed just one epic that, hey, we'll write like this. Are you trying to like say we understand how to write a epic, or here are 10 epics or 4 epics or 3 epics, whatever you have prioritized, and here are the 4 stories. This is how you have broken down. Also, I feel in this AI world, taking a year to just build MVP, not really something a lot of company have time and resource to really do. Yeah, I think largely, even if you were trying to do from that perspective, key 10 minutes, maybe we have to wrap it up. It should be have substantial insight and a lot of uh, effort behind it, which I didn't felt it. It felt like the first thing that you got and made a PPT out of it. Yeah.
I take your point. Thank you for your feedback. But definitely it was not the case. We just tried. We tried putting everything in a compact format. But I'll definitely we will work on the point that it should be.
If you can tell me like what are the like 4 epics and why do you need 4 quarters to do MVP? If you can justify that, I will take it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, verbally, because you want to take that, otherwise I can explain.
I can share the screen. I think that will give a little, and you can talk.
Yeah, I mean, we had done the entire planning and everything in just the Excel sheet or the Google sheet, so we didn't want to keep it on the slide. Otherwise, yeah.
No,
So
no, if you
that's
just
where.
summarize it, like why do you need a 1 year to do MVP?
I mean, since we are doing this as part of the course or the project, I mean, when we actually launch the product, I mean, there, if we just have a conversation around that, when we actually launch the product, I mean, the kind of team we will have, the kind of alignment we need to have, or the kind of investment we will pull in. I think those are the constraints which will justify this kind of timeline or time duration that we can have. I think that's the most realistic answer that I can give at this point. Otherwise, everything is on, like, it can be just on the pen and paper. But it's like we did not think of using AI to build a product as such. So we
No,
think
even if you're not, even if you are not using AI, in the same thing, you have Q4 analytics. So are you saying you will not measure anything until Q4? Is that
until
what?
until we build the features or launch the MVP, what we are going to track or measure, right?
Wow, that is where the agile framework mindset should come. But yeah, all the best.
I mean, we can track the building process, but until and unless we have the users onboarded on the platform, and
And
they
that is
start
where
using.
that is exactly where you should start from users. Yeah, but take it, all the best.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
We will definitely work on the points, and we definitely welcome all your feedback. We'll try to improve that mindset, definitely.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you, sir. Okay, we'll quickly move to the scores now. Nikhil, sir, your scores for the team.
I'd go with 2.
Ashish, your scores for the team.
I'll go with 3.
Okay. Ashish, sir, your scores for the team.
I'll go with 1.
Okay, all right. Okay, thanks for audience poll now. Give me a second. Yeah, yeah. Audience, please grab your phone and scan the QR code and cast your votes for the team 4. You have 30 seconds. All right, we'll move now. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, team. All the best for you. Right. So with that, we are coming to the end of the today's session. So first of all, thank you all the audience and participants for joining us, and special thanks to juries. And before we go ahead and announce the winner, I request the juries to accept the token of appreciation from IPL. Thank you, Nikhil sir. Thank you, Sashir sir. Thank you, Ash sir. Yeah. So
Yeah.
with that, I wanted to ask all the juries one by one. So please share your experience about today's Skillathon, and what is your suggestions and recommendations for the aspiring product managers. And you can also wrap it up with your final thought for the day. We'll start with Nikhil sir. Nikhil sir.
Yeah, hi. So everyone was good on their own parts, but what I felt in all the presentations is a bit more structured way of presentation would help for us to understand better. And also majorly the data points, right? The data points to choose a product problem statement, and also the credibility comes from the data points, right? The research, whatever you've done, and why did you choose the problem statement? What's the market opportunity? And of course, we build products to solve a problem, right? So the problem statement has to be worth solving for. So that's one which I felt is missing. I mean, why did we choose a problem statement to solve, right? We put our time and money there, right? So that's has to be solid problem statement, which once we solve, then that should be a great use for the market. So that's one thing which I felt missing in majority of the presentations, and the structured way I followed. Yeah, that should be a good plus. And yeah, this is majority of my feedback from overall point of view, and the
Thank
session.
you, sir.
But yeah.
Yes, sir. You were able to tell something. Yeah.
No, I was telling that, I mean, the session, I mean, it's great to see the many of your aspiring PMs, but yeah, this is a part and process of learning. So don't feel bad for bad ratings. Just have a scope. There's always a scope for improvement. So just keep on learning. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Uh, we'll move on to the Sashir sir. So Please share your experience about today's Skillathon and your thoughts, your recommendations for the aspiring product managers.
Yeah, I think it was great to see so many people have put a lot of effort. I might have been a little harsh on the rating. So if you are feeling bad about the ratings, it's a good thing. First of all, you are putting you're trying to be professional, you want to do work in this industry, and industry is changing a lot, to be honest. I have a very different background than other jury members. Ashish sir is very senior here. We are working with AI tech. I think one feedback for everybody is learn to use AI. I think AI currently can do a lot of things, which and that validates a lot of things. I think a lot of these questions, if you could have just put this PPT in a chat GPT, Claude, Gemini, and ask for some feedbacks on yourself, you would have got a lot of these generic feedback that all of us get. I think that is one thing. Even for your surveys, I see a lot of people have taken uh, inspiration from their own life, which is very great. But in real life, you will be in product where you are not the customer, not the user also. I was in Share Chat. It was built for a tier two, tier three audience, very different audience. They have a different mindset. If you always draw from your own self and not really back up with real good survey, not just survey, insight driven analysis. And with AI, it can be done much better, cheaper, faster. We should be leveraging that. That will be my advice. But this is just a part of your learning process. Take that, learn from it, grow from it. And I think, yeah, all the best to everybody. And thank you for IPL to give me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister. So pleasure having you. Atisha, your thoughts for the day and your
Sure, no,
experience.
I think yeah, it was a good experience looking at aspiring and budding product managers in here. Okay, but yeah, we are in interesting times, especially in the product management space, where yeah, we have to embrace AI, okay, or AI will take over for sure. If we are not bringing art in product management, okay, science part is taken care by AI itself, okay, whether it's secondary research, industry analysis, that is taken care by the Gen AI. Unless like one thing which actually I have felt missing in a lot of presentation was the primary research part of it. Okay, like while idea started with a personal experience or personal competency or area of expertise, but how have we validated that with the user? Okay, that should come out very clearly. Not in it may be difficult in 10 minutes setup in here, but in journal, okay, as a product manager, that is something which is very important because for the secondary research, now there are tools available very easy, very cheaply available with the Airtel. Okay, Perplexity is available to everyone. Okay, so that's something to look out for. Okay, keep yourself, I would say, skilled up and aware with what's happening in the wider world because you don't know now where the competition is coming from. You think something you're trying to solve is a genuine problem, but maybe it has been solved somewhere or it has not worked in some of the other territories. We should be open to learn from that as well. So, but in I think overall, good to see good energy, enthusiasm from all the participants in there. Thanks everyone. Good luck.
Thank you, sir. I think like all the juries, the questions and the feedback and suggestions, it is all. I hope it is it's going to contribute for their own product iterations and further the proceedings that they are going to do. I think all the best to all the teams and thank you, juries, for joining
I have
today.
one question. So actually, there was one template given to us for this hackathon. So the original presentation that we have made is actually covering the things that the things for which we got the feedback. But since we were given a specific template, we made a new presentation actually, rather than the one that we had actually. So this is probably something maybe we will keep in mind that template is just a guiding point, but we can
It is.
like make it according to what we think will explain it better.
And just to add it there, I think with the when in the mail it was clearly mentioned that the slide should be more should have less content. You'll be talking more. So I think, and that was the impression we had, and we followed the same thing. Yeah, but yeah, the feedback which was given, so we'll take that also and we'll work on that. But yeah, so there were some guidelines which were given, so we followed that, and yeah, so that was the thing which Parimal just now mentioned.
Thank you, Vikash. Yeah. Okay,
Thank you,
we'll
sir.
go and announce the winner now. So, any guesses? If you have anyone, if you have thinking that this team is going to win, please comment in the comment section in the chat window. Any guesses? Any which team? By the way, Skillathon winner will also get the voucher of 1,000 rupees, right? That is also there. And the winner is, yes, Team 3. Tanmay, Parimal, and Shiv Prasad. Congratulations, Parimal, Tanmay, and Shiv Prasad.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, please share your experience. Go ahead.
Tanmay?
Yeah, I can go ahead. So yep, I was a part of the CAPM program over here. I joined it because I joined the program because I wanted to switch from consulting from a Big Four to get into product management. Though I had a particular sort of experience as a software developer prior to my MBA, but yeah, it was a very, very different sort of program wherein we got into the scheme of things which are certain times not taught in the MBA. In the MBA, we do cover basic things related to how a product is built or how do we need to think as business managers. But there were certain different aspects as well which were talked about. The personal experiences, I think, were the most beneficial, wherein the faculties who came to teach us, they were also a certain they also transitioned their careers, right? So those personal experiences are something that was, I would say, the MVP of this particular course. And yeah, this was a really fun sort of a learning wherein we tried to build something from the very scratch. We never thought that we are going to work on a hospital sort of an app because there was no background, especially for me. But when we started with it, we started to dig deep. We connected with the people, and while we were building it, we it was a really fun thing. And I think it might be a really really good experience wherein we might bring this to fruition, wherein we might end up building this app or a particular different app with the same set of people because we also got to know different peoples and different skill sets. Yep.
So
All right.
yeah, adding
Yeah,
to
go ahead.
what Tanmay said, it's a very good validation from experienced judges in this hackathon that the idea is worth pursuing. And there was some very good feedback that we received from all three of them, and we will definitely work on that. So we personally believe that this idea has a lot of potential. Being gone through certain personal experiences and then the kind of user interviews that we did, we believe this has very good potential going ahead. So this feedback helps us in gaining more confidence that we should think about this idea and work on the feedback and try to take it to the next level. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Tanmay. Thank you, Parimal. Okay, with that, we'll wrap the session. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, juries. Thank you. Good evening.
Thank
Bye.
you. Good evening.
Thank you, everyone.